The tumor was gone according to my PET scans, my MRIs, and as of January, that will be 2 years ago. So, yeah, so I have to say that, and finally, I found in Culver City what's called hyperthermia, and it's basically where they just use heat through an ultrasound machine, and the heat penetrates it, and temperatures above 108 will kill or weaken cancer cells. And unfortunately, they did make me do low-dose radiation with the treatment, which I didn't want to do. The only side effect I had really was some minor pain in my shoulder, and that was about it. My name is Parrilla. 3 years ago, at the age of 36, I felt a lump on my inner left breast that was about 2.5 centimeters, and that was on a Friday after work. By Monday, I was on UCLA's doorstep crying because I knew pretty much what it was, just my gut told me. At that point, it was actually the earliest stage of breast cancer that you could be in, which was ductal carcinoma in situ, which was basically stage 0. But they did a biopsy pretty much the next day, and I was looking for an alternative for 8 months on the internet. All I let them do was the biopsy, and in 8 months, it had more than tripled in size to over 8 centimeters. I wouldn't let them do any surgery. I didn't want chemo. I didn't want radiation. And they pretty much told me, if you don't do these things, you're going to die. What I did is I tried all these crazy things. I was ordering herbs out of Canada. I was doing whatever I could. I was putting potatoes on there because somebody told me to. And finally, I found in Culver City what's called hyperthermia. And it's basically where they just use heat through an ultrasound machine, and the heat penetrates it, and temperatures above 108 will kill or weaken cancer cells. And unfortunately, they did make me do low-dose radiation with the treatment, which I didn't want to do. The only side effect I had really was some minor pain in my shoulder. Monday through Friday for about 2 hours a day. After 3.5 months, the tumor was gone according to my PET scans, my MRIs, and as of January, that will be 2 years ago. So, yeah, so I have to say that the only reason I believed in alternative is because I'm second-generation alternative. My wonderful grandmother, who's part American Indian, did not like doctors, and when she had cervical cancer, she did the Hoxsey treatment. And she got rid of that without any surgery, any chemo, any radiation, and that's the only reason that I even knew there was an alternative out there. I feel fine. I looked like this throughout all of the treatment. Nothing really ever changed. My energy level was down a little bit. I feel wonderful today, and I have to say that cancer was actually the best thing that ever happened to me because it made me change my diet. I was all sugar, all caffeine, all the time before. I never drank water for years. I hated water, and I never exercised. And because my family, we have metabolism that you just don't have to, but it was a curse. And so now my whole life is totally changed because of the cancer. It made me change. So.